Hey, welcome back. So, I decided to do something different with my budget. And it's because coming up in 2025, I have some lofty financial goals. And I need to make adjustments now. I need to start making adjustments now so that in 2025, I can put my plan, fully into action. Like I'm not just trying it for the first time in January. So I wasn't always bought into the zero-based budgeting. And the first time I heard about zero-based budgeting was Dave Ramsey talking about it because he created this app called Every Dollar. And so Every Dollar, and I don't use Every Dollar, so this is not an ad for Every Dollar. I don't use it, but I did try using it in the past, and I used the free version. I didn't use the paid version, so maybe it had some other like layers of like adjusting the app to more fit like what I was like thinking in my brain. But at the time when I was using it, and even when I started the Total Money Makeover, I was budgeting by paycheck, and I still budget by paycheck because I just like to know what's coming out of each paycheck. While in the Every Dollar app, it didn't do that. It was like, I don't know, I think it was more set up for people, I don't know, like because all of my um like some of my budget line items were monthly, but based on when it needed to be paid would decide what paycheck it came out of. And I didn't feel like the app was set up for that. It was like you set up your app and then you had like your mortgage or your rent, you had utilities, like, and you can spread out what the utilities are, like electric, water, whatever. And then it had like but then like you could add things in like groceries and things like that. Well, that's fine, but then mentally I would have to be like, well, if groceries is $300 a month, then I need 150 out of this check and 150 out of that check. And it would kind of like and then like if you needed to set up the next month, it would just automatically bring everything in from the previous month. And it was, to me, it was just a lot of adjusting because maybe I was paying on something, but now I don't have to pay it anymore, or like it's paid off, so I don't need to pay it. And so I don't know. It just didn't work for me. But I did always like the idea of zero-based budgeting. And it was hard to me to like allocate everything. I don't know, like it was just hard to allocate everything, like down to the cents. Like it forced you to allocate everything until you had $0 left, which is fine. But at the time, I didn't have a savings account, just different things. And so if I didn't have a savings account, because you needed $100 to open up a savings account, depending on what bank you bank with, and I was just like, if the money would just be sitting in my account, not doing anything. And then I always had like these hidden things that were coming out of my paycheck, like all these subscriptions, things that I had forgot about. I don't know. So it just wasn't working for me at the time. I'm not saying it wouldn't work for me on this day, but as long as it's just set up monthly and I can't maneuver it to set it up like for twice a month or weekly or bi-weekly or whatever, a typical like pay period would be for somebody. If I can't manipulate that part of it, then I'm not interested in it. So I have never found a budgeting app that broke it down further than monthly. So I am starting to do the zero-based budgeting, and I'll show you my budget for my next paycheck. I get paid on Wednesday. Today is Friday. You'll see this video on Saturday, and I get paid on Wednesday. And so, and typically for me, like even starting the Total Money Makeover, I hadn't been allocating every dollar somewhere. And so what would happen is I would have this extra money in my account because technically I don't need to put into savings because that $1,000 starter emergency fund is there. I don't have to put it in savings and things like that. So it would just kind of give me a reason to like spend whatever money that was left over. And so I realized if I want to hit my financial goals, I can't just be spending whatever little chunk of money is like left over. So, so right now, The only debt I have left is my car loan, and it is $9,161.59. And so the two major goals that I have for 2025 is one, to pay off my car loan by March of 2025, and then save 6 months of expenses by December of 2025. And so I'll have like those details, I think, in my video on Sunday. That video is about how I'm preparing to even like accomplish those goals. So, um, but today I'm going to just show you my budget for my next paycheck, like how I'm zeroing out that budget, how I'm zeroing out so that I don't have like money left over that I haven't assigned to anything. And so let me show you that. And just before I show you, well, I can show you while I show you the budget. I can talk while I show. Hold on. All right, guys, this is the best setup I can do without being super fancy, but this is my budget for the 23-24 school year. And so you can see I've like been keeping track since I started the Total Money Makeover, which was in March. And so sorry if you hear my refrigerator buzzing, because it feels like it needs to be the star right now. But where are we at? Okay, so my next paycheck will be November 15th, and that is this column right here. You can see I have November 30th set up, December 15th and December 31st kind of set up there. But so here I put at the top, just so I don't have to keep looking it up every time I like make adjustments to my budget. So my normal paycheck, which I should be getting a normal paycheck going forward, just because all of the extracurricular I've been doing, that is over now as far as interpreting goes, except I do interpret 1 hour on Mondays after work at the elementary school. But this past Monday we didn't do it because they had parent-teacher conferences, and then the Monday before that we were off work. So I expect that this paycheck is just normal, and so my take-home will be $1,221, and this $211 is what I expect to get from YouTube later on this month. And so before taxes, my paycheck is $1,656. And so after or before, like, taxes and deductions, all the deductions, you guys, like the union fees, all that stuff. So I'm left with $1,221 and then $211 from YouTube that I should get like on the 21st. And so here, the first thing on every budget line item for me, the first thing is always my tithe. And so I tithe off of what I earn before deductions. And so that $1,656, 10% would be $166. So that's going to come out. And then my personal maintenance is $60. Planet Fitness is $10, only reason I use Planet Fitness right now is because if it gets too cold to run outside, I can go to the treadmill. My car payment, so my car payment normally is $355. And so so when I just added up all of my budget line items first, I saw that I had $215 left over in my paycheck. And so I already allocated that $215. I am not going to think about what I can buy with it. I'm just going to add that $215 to my $355 car payment, and that comes to $570. So that's how much I'm going to put towards my car payment this month. And then groceries is $160, gas is $100. You guys know I recently increased that from 80 to 100 because often I'm working on Saturdays. So I'm traveling that hour. I'm making that hour drive on Saturdays. Like even this weekend, my friend and I, we are mentoring students at the community college where we graduated from, and they are interpreting a show tomorrow on Saturday, and so I just need that extra money, like to cover me for the weekends and church on Sunday. So $80 is great if I'm just going back and forth to work Monday through Friday, but my weekends are also include travel time. So I needed to just go ahead and increase it instead of like, oh no, like something unexpected. It's not unexpected. It comes up every time, and I always, feel away because I feel like it's unexpected, but it's not. Just add to it. So my cell phone is 55. I actually am probably gonna pay that today. What is today? The 8th? Today or tomorrow. So that'll come out before I actually get paid. So I can click that off once I pay it. And then fund money is $100. You guys, that fund money is going away in 2025. I can't wait to show you guys that budget. I'm literally living on pennies come 2025. And then so then my YouTube check will come in. That is $211 and 10%. It's $211 and some change, so I just round up and tithe 10%, which is $22. And then I have to purchase my license plate sticker, and it is late. I thought that I had more time. I do not, and so that sticker went up. I don't know if every state got that, but we have a license plate sticker, and every year it expires, and so it's $151 if you pay it on time. If I didn't pay it on time, so it's going to be $171. And then, and that's going to come out of the YouTube check. So from this tithe down is from the YouTube check, right? Yeah. And then I have $18 left over. And so I can't do anything with $18. So we're going to go ahead and allocate that to savings. And I'll go ahead and move that the night before. Well, I don't have to move it the night before, I don't think. Because I don't know like what my bank will do if I go ahead and move it and there's $0 in my checking account, although there's money in my savings. So I don't know, like some banks will close your account, and I don't want that to happen. So I'll go ahead and move it like the day I receive my next check. And then also, volleyball season is ending, and so I should get that check before the end of this month. And out of that check, there weren't a lot of games. I think there were 6 home games, and I think I worked 5 of them. And so that might be like $400, maybe. Yeah, I think I worked 5 games, and it's just like a stipend for each game. It's like either $60 or $90, I'm not sure. So I'll just err on the low end. And say 60. And so I'm gonna take $100 from that and put it towards Thanksgiving, to purchase the food that I'm going to be making for Thanksgiving, which is a roast in the crock pot, macaroni and cheese, greens, and a peach cobbler. And so I probably don't need the whole $100 because I'm gonna try to do it cheaper if I can, but that's what I'm getting. And then the remaining money I put here that is going to go towards the car loan, but it's not. It's going to go towards my eye exam and contacts, because I want to get it done before 2025, because 2025 I am really going to I'm really going to be super strict with myself. At least that is the plan. I already started making my January budget. And yeah, so my January budget, whereas I will probably earn $1,221, I'm going to be living on way less than that. So yes. And everything is just going to go towards the car loan, and then right away start, saving up for those expenses, because I want my 6 months of expenses done by the end of 2025. So let me turn you guys back around. So that is my zero-based budgeting strategy for the rest of this year. I am going to make adjustments as I need to. Yeah, so we'll see how the bank handles just moving everything, and I don't know, I just want to make sure the account isn't closing or whatever. But it's interesting, the bank that I have, because during the summer, we don't get paychecks during the summer. We get all of our paychecks at once, right at the beginning of June. They'll give us all of our paychecks for the rest of the summer. Because I work in education, and so they the money that we earn during the school year, like my salary was like $39,000 and something. And what they do is we get paid for 10 months of work and they just spread it out over 12 months. Well, in May, we're done in May, we're done just before Memorial Day. And so what happens is in June, they just send us the rest of the checks for the summer and they just give them all to us at once. And I think we get 5 checks. And so what happens is I'll get all those checks in a row deposited into my account, and then for the rest of June, July, and August, we don't get paid again. Like we don't get another deposit until the end of August. And so my bank was kind of like, hey, like, do you need help finding a job? Because they thought I had lost my job. And so I thought that was interesting. Because I had a check coming in from summer school. So June was taken care of, but then in July and August, there was no direct deposit until the end of August. And so I had to like contact them like, hey, it's fine. Because the only way you can have this account is if you are getting direct deposits coming in. Like this bank, it's not like you can just open it. Like I have a bank where I just have an open account just in case anything happens with this bank. I have another bank to like fall back on, but I just thought it was interesting that they were like, hey, let us know if you need employment options, if you need help, different things like that. But I was just like, no, as an educator, we won't get paid again until August. Everything is fine. But by that time, I had gotten a check. And so, yeah. So anyway, that is the strategy that I am going to be working on. Wednesday, I'll get paid, so I might do like I did in my 2 vlogs ago, and like you guys pay bills with me, we go get our money so we can stuff our cash envelopes. And then just a preview, let me see if I have it pulled up for my January budget. So I already kind of started working on it, and it's really going to be difficult to execute. Like, I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to say budgeting is easy, but it definitely is helpful, like especially because I was the type of person who I didn't know where my money was going. I was getting paid and it looked like I should be able to survive on what I was making, but I just had no idea where my money was going. It was being eaten up in subscriptions. I had Netflix and Hulu and YouTube Premium, like all these things, and Amazon Prime. I got rid of everything. I just got rid of it until I just had bare bones, and I'm like, this is the money, and then I can add things back as needed. So far, I haven't needed it. I think I have Amazon Prime right now. I have like the student Amazon Prime. I don't know. Whenever I sign up for Amazon Prime, it gives me the student one. I'm not sure why, but don't tell them. And so, yeah. So it's cheaper, I guess, than the normal Amazon Prime, but also I got Amazon Prime because the new season of Sister Wives had started, so I want to watch it. We all got a guilty pleasure. Don't act like y'all don't have one. It ain't Basketball Wives. It's Sister Wives. It's no better. But I will, like, I signed up for it and then I just cancel it right away, so it's just that 1 month, and I don't have to, like, I'm not beholden to it. If I don't want to do it, I don't have to. Christmas is coming, I might just get rid of it, but it won't automatically charge me because I've canceled it. And so that was one way to help me kind of stay on top of that, because the only 2 subscriptions I've added back since I cut out all my subscriptions, I did add back Canva, and that is on my budget, but I think in January Canva is probably going away. I do have a free account with, as an educator with where I work. I do have a free professional account that I can use. However, I don't like mixing personal with work stuff. So I don't know. I might ask like the tech guys, like, can I use this for what are the parameters, Because I don't want to be doing something and they'd be like, oh, you're not, using this for work stuff. Like, so I don't want that whole thing. So I'll just see what they say. And then, so we might be able to do that. Otherwise, we're just going to go with the free version. Also, what's leaving my account, my budget in January is fun money. Um, there will be no fun money, I don't think. I don't think. Let me see. Let me look. Let me look, y'all. All right. So I already started my 2025 budget. Yeah, there's no fun money on here. Now, the caveat is that, um, so the reason why it's going down is because, and you'll hear this in Sunday's video, but I have um, analyzed my budget, my income, to figure out how is it that I'm going to save 6 months of expenses by the end of 2025. I can't just hope it'll work. I have to at least have a plan to work within. I need some type of infrastructure, right? I need something to work. I can't just hope it'll work out. I need to have some type of plan, like some type of blueprint that I can see on paper, that where it's like, okay, this money is going to come from here, because already I know that. And the thing about it is, it's not going to start, I'm not going to start saving my 6 months of expenses until March, after my car is paid off. But what I'm going to be doing in January is practicing that strategy. And so for my, there's an additional amount of money, like based on like, if I use my car payment, that's automatically going to go into savings because I won't be paying that car note anymore. That's going to go into savings. Money from YouTube is going to go into savings. And then there's an amount that's left over that's like, okay, where's this money coming from? You know, and so I need a certain amount in my check. So like from my checks, am I able to like manipulate my budget in such a way that this money can just kind of, you know, just go there. And so far there's no fun money. There's still personal maintenance, you guys, because my career involves me being in front of people and using my hands. So my nails are still going to get done. I still need to purchase makeup because people have to look at me. That's the long and short of it all, right? So right now the car payment is on there, and it's going to stay because it's just going to go into savings. Groceries have gone down from 160 to 100. Gas is still 100 because I am still doing the same travel back and forth. And my cell phone is still the same, which is $55. So that is that. But you have to tune in on Sunday to get those numbers, because I am going to like break all that down. And because I really do feel like with budgeting, with one thing I learned with the Total Money Makeover is that I have to plan before I get to that step, because I can't just think that, oh, now it's time to start doing that. Like I can't do that. And I know like Dave Ramsey, like he has strategies, like he'll say, get any job, go deliver food, go do this, go do that. But I do pick up extra work at work, whether it's working volleyball. I already have my basketball season, my basketball schedule planned out. I'm working all the girls' games. I'm working because I'm working all the boys' games, the home games, and I think I'm doing clock for that. I think I'm doing the scoreboard for the girls' games, and so that's already planned out. So that'll be a lump sum check that'll be able to just go directly into savings after tithing. And this is barring any emergencies. And then for my 6-month savings, I am leaving the $1,000 as an emergency fund. I'm not gonna use that, like the amount of money that I need to save for 6 months of savings. I'm not gonna include that $1,000. That $1,000 is gonna stay as an emergency fund. I'm gonna leave it just because my car is 112,000 miles on it, and you never know, like anything could come up. Like I'm praying that it won't. I'm praying that that car will serve me until I don't need it anymore, that I get my regular maintenance done, blah, blah, blah. But also, yeah, that's that. And so I'm not going to keep talking about that because that's going to be for Sunday. So if you have questions about zero-based budgeting or tips or anything, like have you done zero-based budgeting before? And also I have my coin jar right now that has, I think it has $61 in it. That's going to go into savings. But I think that might go, I don't know. I still haven't decided exactly what I want to do with it. It technically can just go into savings. We'll see. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do with that. But anyway, I needed my change to go somewhere because you guys know I use the cash envelope system, so I always got change coming back, and so it just goes in that jar. And there's $61 in there right now. How do I know? Because it counts it for me. That. So anyway, I'm done with this video. Y'all will see it on Saturday. So happy Saturday to you guys. Happy productive Saturday to you guys, and I will catch y'all next time.